he's always been great trailing screens and being there on the catch and those type of things. Where we've seen big improvement is in directing and pick and rolls and making the ball handler more uncomfortable. You go back to his first year in the playoffs, and that was where he had to improve, and he's worked really hard on it. And, the hard part about those guys is they are always guarding the really potent scorers. And so, if you take a second off, you'll probably be exposed.
Scott Agnes, The Athletic. Brad, have you given yourself a chance to reflect facing the hometown team? You look over at Reggie, whose number you wore, is sitting across the way. Larry's up in the stands. Is that carrying significance?
It's, I think if I would, I'd say it's surreal, right? Because, you grow up, and I'm an Indiana kid, and that was basketball in that state are really, really important to me. That being said, I kind of stay in this world of focus ahead and focus on what's next, and I'll look back on it after the fact. When we go to Indiana, I'll be holed up in my hotel room, and I'll see people in the summer. Like we got a job to do, and so we're really focused on that.
Brad, what has your experience in the playoffs now taught you about trends that can carry on over from one game to the next? Is there any? Is that kind of overrated? How do you view that as a coach?
I think that you can't take things for granted. One of the things that's obvious is both of us were probably very focused on wanting to score better than we did in game one. Both teams defended really well in game one. And so you got to be able to, for us, we have to play with that same intensity. We have to play with that same toughness. We have to play with way more connectivity and better job on offense to have a chance to win tonight. The Pacers will be better tonight. So you have to be able to raise your level. And that's the fun part of the playoffs. And playoffs are a bear because of that, but it's the challenging part for players and coaches, but it's the fun part.
Brad, same starting lineup tonight?
I don't know yet. Refer to Tim's first question. So if Al plays, we could start the same. If he doesn't, we will not.
As a follow-up to that, did he just wake up with the flu or something?
Last night,
yeah.
Got sick, and reported it right away. Got a good night's sleep. Woke up feeling way better. I don't know if it was something he ate. I don't know what the deal was. Did not come to shoot around this morning. We kept him away, and he got a good days of rest and said he's feeling pretty good right now, but he hasn't been on the court yet.
Just curious, Brad, what extent do you tell your players to report that they're sick? Like sniffles, sneezing, like honestly, like when did
I don't
Al
have
know?
I don't have any say in any of that stuff,
When did
Gary.
Al say, okay, it's time for me to call like the trainer?
I'll let him answer that. I don't know the play-by-play of it. I'm a little nervous to report the play-by-play, but I'm guessing, something didn't feel right, something didn't go right, and then said he was sick. Yeah, and then our trainers tell me, and then I say, okay, let me know. But we knew this morning he wasn't going to be around, and again, he woke up luckily because we were worried last night that it could be a 24, 48, whatever hour thing. He woke up feeling a lot better, got a good day's rest. We're hopeful that he can play.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you. I think that's the last one, right? All right. See you. What's that?
Test 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Nate, I asked Brad about what, over his experience, he can expect from game to game, and he's in the playoffs. And he said that's kind of hard because each game is kind of its own story. I'm curious to get your perspective on what can change from game to game. If anything you saw in game one, you expect to carry over to game two.
Us knocking down shots. That would certainly help. I thought, in that game, both defenses were aggressive and physical. We had some shots that we normally knock down. We didn't do it. I mean, shooting 33 from the field, 22 from the three, and 57 from the free throw line. We've been a much better shooting team than that. I expect us to knock down shots tonight.
I know you expect to knock down more shots, but were you happy with the shots that you got? If you got all the same shots in this game, would you be happy with that?
Well, some of it was their defense, but we missed a lot of open shots. We had some guys that had good looks at the basket, and those shots didn't fall. You shoot 57% from the free throw line. We're a better shooting team than that. So, of course, we know we're going to have to execute and get better shots, but there was a lot of shots that we were capable of knocking down that we didn't.
Anybody else have anything? No? Oh, you're right here. Okay.
I'm curious if you monitor Al Horford's situation and if whether or not he plays impacts the way you prepare for this game.
Yeah, we have, we keep an eye on whether he's going to play or not. I think it does change, some of the things that they do out there. So we'll keep our eye on it. I know it's going to be a game time decision as far as if he plays or not. I do. We're preparing for him to play. And if he's not out there, then we'll have to make some adjustments.